Good evening, my friends. Welcome to our Wednesday night live broadcast. And first and foremost, I want to welcome all of my friends on Facebook and LinkedIn that are watching this, as well as my fans on my YouTube channel. I especially want to welcome all of my students and their guests that are participating in this Zoom session. So let me just take a moment before I jump into what will absolutely be the most important training that you're going to receive, those of you that are here for the first time this year. And it will have a major impact on how you close out 2023. All right, now, let me look in the chat. Saba, good evening. Okay. Now, tonight, I'm going to talk about something that you're not going to hear from anybody else. And when we get into the details, you'll understand why. There are 10 secrets about network marketing that nobody ever talks about. The top earners know them. They don't share them. I've been in this business for 28 years. I didn't learn it till the end of my third year, and I learned the secrets by accident. So have you ever wondered how some people achieve success in their business so fast? How does somebody join your business and in 30 or 60 days, they rock right to the top of the company? Have you ever wondered how that happens? If you ask them, they'll tell you, I just talk to people. They became top earners in your business by recruiting whales, people with large circles of influence, or they were whales that came over to your business from another company. People like him. You bring somebody like that into your business, and he brings in a lot of people. So let's go fishing for whales. The 10 secrets that network marketing top earners know, but you don't. I'm going to give them all to you tonight. Top earning network marketers don't share this information for a number of reasons. But when you apply this information to your prospecting and recruiting activity, you will become a top earner much faster. Applying this information will have an explosive effect on the size of your business. And for those of you that are students and have been through one of my top earner retreats, the tools that we give everyone or provide everyone with are how network marketers catch whales, people with large circles of influence, and of course, the top earners 90-day game plan. The secrets I'm going to share with you tonight helped Francisco build a team of 72,000 people in 20 months. Today, he's got 500,000 people on his team. It helped Sheldon add 3,500 people to his business in 3 weeks. And it helped Cindy add 3,000 people to her business in 3 months. Sheldon was a top earning network marketing leader in Manatech. He was a presidential. He was actually my first coaching student. Sheldon was the kind of a guy who would get on an elevator loaded with people, and by the time they got to the third floor, everybody in the elevator liked them. Everybody on the elevator wanted to hang out with him. But has an interesting story. When I met him, he was a presidential, and he wanted to use AOL, because back then we were teaching America Online. It's my first coaching student. So over 3 days, back then we didn't have Zooms. I'd be sitting on the phone, talking him through it. I knew what he was looking at on his screen. I was directing him to set up his profile. He wasn't all that excited about it. It was December 1st, and he had just broken up with his girlfriend. So he was figured, hey, I might as well learn this stuff. He'd already been recommending me to members of his team. So I walked him through the process of creating a profile on AOL, and I could tell by the sound of his voice that he wasn't all that excited about what I was teaching him to do. Well, America Online had a section called Love on AOL. And you could go over there and you could type in gender, age range, location, and people put their pictures up. They were looking for relationships. So I went over to Love at AOL, and I did a search for people, women in the Portland area, because that's where he was from, age range. And then I emailed them a couple of pictures. Says, look, you know, there could be some great people on here. Boy, did that pick right up, got his attention. So we created his profile. He was a musician and he played the drums. The screen name we came up with was Mr. Double Dare. Back then, people didn't use their names. Where did you come up with the name Double Dare? Well, before he got into Manatech, he'd been working in retail. And at the time, he was living out of his car, with between jobs. His friends invited him to a Manatech meeting, and he wouldn't go. Well, then one of his good friends dared him to go. Forget about it. I'm not going to one of those things. And then his friend double dared him to go. See, everybody's got a story, and this was Sheldon's story. So he went to the meeting, got excited about it, joined the company. In 6 months, he was living in a beautiful apartment. A year later, he owned a condo, living the life. And now, December of 2006, he's on AOL learning how to prospect and build his business. 2 weeks later, on December 14th, Sheldon met an unhappy top-earning network marketing leader in Sea Silver, who was also a musician that played the piano. In fact, she had a bigger group in Sea Silver than he had in Manatech. People connect with people that share their interests, share their values. He was a drummer. She played the piano. Only Sea Silver had big problems. Sea Silver was founded in 2003 and made health drinks and dietary supplements, but at its peak, they had 700,000 customers and distributors and had monthly sales as high as $20 million a month. Earlier in the year, in July, the Federal Trade Commission ordered Sea Silver to pay almost $120 million in fines for using false and misleading product claims and order them to reimburse consumers. The bad publicity was killing recruiting and business building. So she started bringing her team of leaders, customers, and other leaders in the company and their teams over to Manifest. In 3 weeks, she would bring 3,500 people into Sheldon's business. They had the fastest growing team in the company. And in January, Sea Silver shut down. Icing on the cake was they also got married. The fast way to become a top earner in your business is to talk to people that you know that have large circles of influence. Bring them into your business and help them bring in their friends. That's what everybody's told. Everybody is told this. A faster way to become a top earner is to talk to the professionals that you know that have larger circles of influence. Bring them into your business and help them bring in their friends. The fastest way to become a top earner is to talk to the professionals that you want to know. And this is why you're on LinkedIn. This is why you're on Facebook, because you have access to unbelievable people that have larger circles of influence. We call anybody with a large circle of influence a whale. Bring them into your business and help them bring in their friends. People without network marketing experience, we refer to as outsider whales. But the fastest and easiest way to become a top earner is to talk to network marketing professionals that have large circles of influence. Bring them into your business and help them bring in their leaders and team members who are already trained. They already know and understand the business. Now, I want you to understand that I am the most enthusiastic supporter of the network marketing business model that you will ever meet. Now, there are many great network marketing companies out there where people are thriving financially. Some companies have done so well that they have their stock publicly traded on a New York Stock Exchange. Over the years, however, network marketing has earned a bad reputation in many circles because of the actions of some companies and some unethical leaders. So it's not entirely undeserved. And the internet is filled with their stories. And as for new companies that are just getting started, unfortunately, startup companies, like any other kind of business, have been known to crash and burn before their third year. And there are many new companies out there today that have no chance of being successful. So in some cases, it can be risky to get into a business on the ground floor. Now I'm currently working with many of the leaders, top earners, and their teams in over 100 companies. Many of my students started where you are today and became the top earners and leaders in their companies thanks to social networks like LinkedIn, Facebook, MySpace. Many did it faster by bringing top earners from other companies into their business. Now, over the last 28 years, I worked with the leaders and top earners in over 700 companies that closed, failed to start, terminated agreements with their distributors, changed the comp plan, or made other unpopular changes that forced their leaders to leave and find other companies to promote. For 7 years, I was a distributor, I was a supplier member to the Direct Sales Association for the network marketing industry. Some leaders started their own companies, some went on to other companies or left the industry altogether. Many turned to creating their own products and became coaches. Many became affiliate marketers. As network marketing companies close or make unpopular decisions that are not appreciated by their leaders and distributors, the result is the migration of people out of the company and into another company. Leaders in companies with large teams and significant circles of influence in the company are commonly referred to as whales. And when a dissatisfied, frustrated, or unhappy leader leaves the company, they traditionally bring their teams and other people with them to their next company. So here are important facts to remember. Residual income is a wonderful thing. It was what attracted me to network marketing 28 years ago. Make the sale once and continually get paid for your effort. As John Paul Getty said, I'd rather have 1% of the effort of 100 men than 100% of my own. But you only get paid for as long as the company remains in business. So you must always remember you're betting on the company owners, you're betting on the company's management, you're betting on the company's leadership, and you're betting on market trends. If the company closes, you lose your residual income. If the company merges with another company, the compensation plan always changes. If the compensation plan changes, your residual income can shrink or stop altogether. And if leaders are unhappy, they'll find another company and they'll take lots of people with them. So there are a total of 10 network marketing secrets that the top earners in your business know, but they never talk about. And they never talk about it for a reason. And it's a good reason. The number one secret. But when you know what these secrets are and how to apply them to your daily prospecting and recruiting activity, you will rise to the top of your business faster. So first, let's talk about the number one secret. Every month, over 200 network marketing companies close, merge with other companies, fail to launch, or make unpopular changes that create a large pool of people that are earnestly looking to find another company. The top earners and leaders found in this group are routinely called whales. Now, why don't people talk about it? Because network marketing companies operate on 90-day cycles. You bring a group of people into the business, and then you got 90 days for things to take hold, and they get excited, or people leave. Now, they don't need to be talking about the fact that every month 200 companies close, because it creates doubts in the field. So nobody talks about it. And the only people who know about this are the top earners, and they are actively going out looking for other whales. So here are the 10 secrets. First, every month, 200 network marketing companies close or make unpopular changes. Second, every month, 300 new companies are launched. 93% of them are going to fail within 5 years. 3, network marketing companies recruit whales from other companies. 4, whales will leave a good company and move to another. I mean, I could spend an hour giving you all the reasons why a whale would leave company A and go to company B. Whales will leave a failing company and move to another one. 85% of the whales, or leaders in a company, have been in more than one company during their career. Just do a survey. Reach out. Ask the people, the top people in the company, when did you first get into network marketing? What was your first one? People usually make more money in their second or third company than they did in their first. When I got into network marketing, I was told this, and I was, oh no, I'm gonna go to the top in this company. Nothing's gonna stop me. And I was on my way to doing it. And then the owners of the company sold it out from under us. When you bring a whale into your business, it grows much faster. Help is available to anyone to recruit a whale, and anyone at any level of experience in network marketing can recruit a whale. You just have to know how to do it. 85% of the top earners in a company have been in more than one company during their career. And again, when a top earner leaves one company and goes to another, they bring people with them from their former company. So winning the network marketing game can be like playing musical chairs. One of my students, Francisco Rodriguez, has 500,000 people in his business today. He has recruited over 50 whales into his business. And now we've got two types of whales. We have insider whales, network marketers that have been in other companies, moved to a new one. And the outsider whales are all kinds of professionals that just have large circles of influence. Now, when you know the 10 top earner network marketing secrets that propel the top earners in your business to their level of success and apply them to your daily activity on LinkedIn and Facebook, you can become one too. Our next top earner retreat takes place in November on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I invite you all to participate. I'm going to give you a special promotion code so you can save some money if you register. Just like all of my boot camps are different, every one of my retreats are different. Your business will not slow down the last 3 months of the year unless you do. The top earners never talk about them. And when you have better business building tools than the top earners in your business have, you can become a top earner much faster. You know, during my top earner retreats, I always invite leaders, multi-million-dollar top earners, to share their knowledge, to share their wisdom. And one of the first people that I worked with years ago was Sandy Cohn. When we first met, she was a multi-million-dollar earner building a Zango business. Whoops.
I just want to re-emphasize so the people listening really understand your passion for empowering people with knowledge and why. Because we want them to know what took us forever to learn. People that are new to the industry, it's almost unfair, Matt, that they find you and connect to you early. It's not fair. You haven't been keeping it up for years without hope that they're going to find a real deal. In fact, I was just on the phone with one of our owners this morning who happens to be doing a meeting in South Africa, telling him that I am more excited than ever, not only about our profession, our industry, but the fact that we've connected because you are making such a difference. I honor you for being who you are and helping those of us who love this profession to avoid frustration of not having to wait years to figure it out on our own. So we thank you for all you do to serve the industry tirelessly so that we can live our dream and live life the way it's supposed to be.
Now, I worked with Sandy in Zango for about 7 years. And then one day, she got an email from the owners of Zango that were being sold to Zija. It was a shock. So she's got to learn a new comp plan. She's got to sell it to her leaders, to her team. She had some other issues. For example, Zango had a compensation plan that was built around a matrix. And they always taught everybody, binaries are bad. They're bad. Zija was a binary. But if she didn't encourage her leaders and her team to go over to Zija, her income was over, as was everybody on her team. You had no choice. It was either start selling Zija or get a job. I met Sandy at one of Zija had two big events that year. I was training at both, and it was like a reunion. I had all these people from Zango that I'd been working with. Well, so she rolled up her sleeves. She started to build Zija. That was in 2017. No, 2000. Yeah, 2017. In 2020, Zija was sold to Isogenics. Now, she accepted the Zija deal. She wasn't thrilled about Isogenics. Not that there's anything wrong with Isogenics, but you like something or you don't. So she stopped building Isogenics and she turned her direction to another company called Amy, and she is killing it over there. At the beginning of the year, Ray Faltinsky launched a company called Beyond Slim. Back in 1995, he launched Free Life International, ran it for 22 years. He was one of my biggest fans. And now, 6 years later, he's launching another company. Network Marketing Leaders, at the beginning of the year, launched a new company called Yanoli. Isogenics, which had a couple of really tough years, secured new financing, and the whole company is on a totally different run, totally different leg now. And the people in Zija that are in Isogenics now are thrilled and excited. The Body Shop, at the end of December last year, stopped paying their distributors' commissions. Valentis was sold by the owner of the company to one of its suppliers. Every time a company changes ownership, things change. A 48-year-old MLM company pulled out of Europe earlier this year. Nikan. Now, this isn't the first big shakeup in Nikan. In 2015, Nikan pulled out of 14 countries, and people lost millions of dollars. Earlier this year, a major network marketing eruption took place in the first quarter of the year as leaders and top earners in network marketers were searching for a new home. About this time last year, Jeunesse was struggling financially, and a lot of leaders left. They were all looking for a new home. And well-recognized leaders from 5 companies, including Viseo, Jeunesse, Isogenics, MonaVie, and ACN, announced in February the launch of a new company. The name of the company was called 3. Since then, more leaders from other companies joined. If people are unhappy in a company, they'll change. Okay, Caroline, what is a binary? Companies, network marketing companies have compensation plans. And usually your organization is figured in what they call a matrix. A binary is a company that has 2 legs. You got a right leg and a left leg. And everybody that comes in goes down the binary. Now, when leaders leave a company to join another company, they try to bring as many of their leaders and team members with them from their old company. Now, Kim Wei was the top earning network marketing leader with Jeunesse. She resigned about a year ago this month and joined forces with other successful leaders from the company with the goal of creating a new company. And what was interesting, in January, Jeunesse was sold to a bunch of investors. In February, to the surprise of everybody, they announced we're opening up in 14 countries simultaneously. Now, you're launching a company, you're starting a company to launch simultaneously in 14 companies. There's only one way you can do that. You have to be connected with a company that's already been in business, because every one of those countries requires licensing, requires all kinds of paperwork and regulations. So how do they do that? A big announcement shows the power of our new pay plan. This is not the final pay plan. People change, companies change. They think they're going to do something, it's going to work one way. And after 2 or 3 months, they figure out, oh, wait a minute, this isn't going to work. We're going to change it. So how did this happen? Dallin Larson was a Nu Skin distributor. And what happened was 3 literally took over what Dallin Larson had started with Viseo. They literally moved in. Everything that you see here was already in place in Viseo. And almost overnight, Viseo stopped existing. And 3 moved into Viseo's facilities. The people that were working for Viseo are now working for 3. And they took over all of these agreements. Well, everybody's got a story. Dallin Larson was a Nu Skin distributor. He was hired by USANA as their VP of marketing. And then he left to start MonaVie with 6 investors in 2006, and he stayed until 2014. MonaVie borrowed $182 million in 2010, and they were having trouble paying everything back, which is probably one of the reasons why he left in 2014. In 2015, the note was purchased by Jeunesse. The companies merged, and all of the leaders in MonaVie were not happy. They were not happy with Dallin. So in 2017, Dallin started Viseo. For 6 years, they built it up. They got to a point, but they couldn't go much further because a lot of people still held it against Dallin what happened to MonaVie. So on February 21st, he shut down Viseo and transferred its operational facilities to the new company 3. George Ruiz has been a leader and $1 million earner in 4 companies. He's a good friend. Actually started following me back in the AOL days. His first company was Vaxxum. Became a top earner in the company using the program that I was teaching back in the AOL days. In fact, he has $2 million earners that he picked up in AOL that are still with him today, that went to other companies with him. He joined USANA, and he was in it for 8 years. USANA is still around. Became a top earner in under a year, because once you know how to do it, you can keep doing it. Jimmy Smith, who had left USANA and gone over to Isagenix, it took Jimmy 32 tries before he got George to look at Isagenix. Goes over to Isagenix, and he's one of the most popular leaders in Isagenix. 13 years, $1 million earner. Helped open up Spanish countries, Mexico, Puerto Rico. And then he left Isagenix. Followed Dallin Larson over to Viseo, and it took him about 1 year and 3/4 to reach Diamond. He had some legal issues that he was fighting with, that he had to deal with. Now he's a Vaseo Diamond. And then in February, boom. Now he's doing 3. The notion that you can join one company and it's going to last forever, not realistic anymore. Which is why you have to understand that as you are building a business, you are learning the business. God forbid, if anything ever happens to the business that you're in, it does not affect your income. Javita pulled out of network marketing. They just abandoned. It was March of 2020. They just sent a note out to everybody and said, "Hey, thank you very much, but we're no longer going to be paying our distributors. We're going to be selling everything on the internet." The same month, Mary Kay closed out of Australia, New Zealand. Later on in the year, in October, Univera, after 17 years, send a note to everybody. Thank you very much, but it's with a heavy heart that we have made the difficult decision to transition the company. Heavy heart. Now, what you could do when you had this information, you could jump over to LinkedIn and you could find people in Javita that would be looking for new companies. Mary Kay, same thing. Renata Lundberg worked with Univera for 17 years. She was one of the top earning leaders. Not only did she make millions of dollars in the company, she helped many of her team members make millions too. And again, she got an email. Last day, we're going to be paying commissions November the 30th. She was in shock. She bled for this company for years, only to be tossed aside. Well, when Renata lost her business, she joined Lifeway and brought her leaders with her. In 6 months, she was a recognized leader and was appointed to the company advisory board. Lifeway was having their convention this weekend in Orlando. Why am I telling you this? Because as you are building your business, as you are building your team, you need to be aware of what's going on in your company. So why should you listen to me? Well, in the 90s, I broke the code. Used America Online to add a business. I added thousands of people to a company. I was on my way to becoming the top leader and distributor in the company. Then they sold it out from under us. Over the years, I've trained and cheered the formula and scripts with hundreds of thousands of network marketers around the world who in turn have trained and influenced the millions of people that they work with. A lot of the leaders left. We were taken over by a company called Prepaid Legal. Well, I didn't sign up to do that. I didn't want to do that. Neither did, I would say, probably 75% of the leaders in the company. So they went over to other companies and they wanted me to train their people. One of the companies that I started working with early was a company called Nicam. Same company that just pulled out of Europe. My formula has been responsible for creating 2 generations of 6, 7, and 8-figure earners. You have to understand how the business works. God forbid something happens to your business, it doesn't change. Well, obviously it changes, but it doesn't rob you of a career and it doesn't rob you of income. In fact, a lot of people will make more money in their second company or their third company than they make in their first. People started calling this the Max Method years ago. And I made millions teaching network marketers how to turn a social network personal profile into an attraction marketing platform, broadcasting platform for you to build an outrageous business. My track record of developing social media 6, 7, and 8-figure earners. Some of my coaching students are here tonight. And my mission is to help everybody with a desire to succeed become a top earner, but you have to know the deal. You have to know the rules. You have to know how it's played. I had 400 people in my business after 2.5 years. And then I discovered, nobody told me, that there are unhappy network marketers out there. And I told members of my team, let's go find some unhappy network marketers. 18 months later, I had 7,000 people in my business. And then push, was gone. Marty Lee Worker was building a company called Vima, one of the top earners in the company. While I was coaching him, he wanted me to teach him how to recruit out of Arizona State University. It was a great idea. You got all these college students that are looking for ways to make money. So he meets and brings into his business a young man, Alex Morton. Alex, in 4 years, would become a diamond. He'd make $1 million over 4 years. And they created what is called the Young People's Revolution, which the strategy is what we teach in boot camp, the side hustle. Show a college student how they can make more money working with you in your business part-time than they can make working part-time at a restaurant or a retail store. It traveled across college campuses faster than the coronavirus traveled around the world. And then Alex leaves Vima and he goes to Jeunesse. I'll never forget when Marty called me up. He says, Alex called me up. He tells me he's going over to Jeunesse. I'm going to lose 75% of my business. If he goes, what do I do? Marty, what do you want? Because I'm not crazy about Jeunesse. I like Vima. Well, then stay in Vima. But he didn't have that luxury because BK Barreco, who owned Vima, when he heard that Alex was leaving, called all of Marty's other leaders, made them a deal behind Marty's back. Marty was screwed. His leaders were literally all being moved because BK thought Marty was leaving. He went to Diamond in 30 days. How did he do it? It's no secret. He brought all the people from Vima over to Jeunesse. And then a year later, he leaves Jeunesse and it becomes part of iMarkets Live. He helped 21 people hit 6 figures. Cannot even do it. Came to the United States to learn how to use Facebook to build a business. He invested over $40,000 in all kinds of programs before he participated in one of my boot camps. He needed something that was fast, something that was easy, something that duplicated. Called me up after the second session of boot camp, wanted to come to Florida, wanted me to coach him. So I worked with him and his wife. They were down here for 4 days. And I helped him put together a Polish boot camp because he wanted to build the business in Poland. So he sent me this. I want to share the incredible results. I'm in the industry for more than 20 years, but I never had such numbers. Last 2 weeks, we've enrolled 57 people. 57 people in 2 weeks. All of them are frontline. I plan to do it after 6 months, but I can't believe it happened. My team started to duplicate. You want to talk about duplication? They created an event in Poland and filled the room with 500 people while they were still in Florida. Then he sent me this. 4 of my frontline partners, who were all seasoned, experienced network marketers, sponsored more than 20 people in 1 week. His business exploded. Well, he was building a Jeunesse business. And then, for a reason that was complicated, he chose to leave Jeunesse. So I introduced him to Pat Anderson and David Moses over at Zija, and they jumped into Zija. In 73 days, they reached a diamond level. How did they do it? They were selling the most expensive package. They were doing 2 or 3 Facebook Live broadcasts every day, and they spoke to everybody who attended the event. Had the pleasure of meeting them. They actually came to Orlando with a bunch of their leaders. They were doing live broadcasts. They had over 5,200 people viewing one of their broadcasts. Over 300 people were interested. Every time you do something, if you look at the people that reacted, you talk to people that respond to what you do, there's business there. So they reached double diamond in 180 days. I was in Orlando. They brought team members with them. And when Zija became part of Isagenix, they weren't crazy about Isagenix. Nikken closes down 14 international markets. Top Nikken leaders, Reed Nelson and Greg Rooney, lost hundreds of thousands of people. Everybody on their team, Finland, Bulgaria, Ireland, Denmark, the Netherlands, Romania, Singapore, Australia, they all lost their income. So what do? They don't go out and get jobs. They find another company, and they bring all their people that will follow them with them. And in many cases, they made more money the first 2 months in the new company than they were making in Nikken. Pat Anderson, who's a dear friend, was one of the top women in Zija. So she recruited Reed Nelson, brought him into Zija. And where's Reed today? He's building Isagenix with Pat. One of the things that you all need to be aware of is that this is an industry that's volatile. It changes. The retreat in November, 3 days. One of the tools is how network marketers catch whales. Now, when you register for the retreat, you're going to have access to the tools. One is the whale book, how you connect with people with large circles of influence. We're going to show you inside whales, outside whales, why companies go out of business, 10 secrets that I told you, why companies are closed by government agencies, why to fish for whales on LinkedIn, and keywords to search. Outside of Wales, find them out of the corporate world. The importance of learning their story. Now, in addition to, we're going to spend 3 days. Starts on Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning. It goes to 3. Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning. It goes to 3. Sunday, 10 o'clock in the morning. It goes to 1:30. We're going to teach you what's going on in the industry, how people make money online. We're going to go through the 90-day game plan with all of you. Resources. You're going to have the recorded sessions of $18 million earners that participated in our retreat, shared their wisdom, shared their knowledge. Pat Anderson has an amazing training on getting customers. For those of you that are in the current boot camp, you got to listen to John Fogg's training. We make it available. So you have all of these $1 million earners sharing the things that they only teach their inner circle people. Margie Alaprandi is a good friend. She came back last year. She did a second round. How to do 3-way calls via chat. Jim McCune, corporate director in Malalupa. And we had Renata Lundberg come in and share her experiences and her knowledge, how she built a business so quickly. Now, Greg Rooney, now building a Malalupa business. David Moses was the master distributor in Zija. Now he has the fastest growing group in Isogenics in Canada. So I had the pleasure of, I've made a lot of friends. Okay. Everybody has a story. Now, when you use my proven texting tactics and new prospecting strategies, along with our new 90-day game plan, you are all on your way to having the best 3 months, October, November, and December. So you go to maxsteingart.com/retreat and use the promo code special deal. Huge discount. You can participate for either 2 payments of $104 or 1 payment of $197. You'll gain immediate access to the whale book and the 90-day game plan. In the 90-day game plan, we're going to show you step by step how to build your business and watch it explode in 90 days. 4 steps. Preparation, pre-launch, launch, and event. For those of you that are in boot camp, tomorrow night is our 3rd session of boot camp, connecting. Last night was connecting. Tomorrow night it's communication, and we're going to be releasing new scripts, new strategies. You know, most people don't realize when they're on a social network that they're invisible. You can't be seen. If people can't see you and all the things you do, the posts that you make, anything that you do, cannot be seen. Let me go over here on LinkedIn. You know, most people don't realize that they can't be seen. Margaret, I'm just, I'm not familiar with the name. So I'm looking for you on LinkedIn. And if you're on LinkedIn, you're not showing up. Could be your settings. Do you have a profile on LinkedIn?
Yes.
How would I find you? Do you see yourself there?
Do I see myself on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Let's see. No, I don't see it. But I'm up. Wait a minute. I am on LinkedIn. I just got off of LinkedIn not long ago.
Okay, let's figure it out. What state are you in?
North Carolina.
So it's got to be something with your settings. So if I can't find you,
I got 500 people.
what do you, well, let's see if we can figure it
It's
out.
REID.
I'm sorry?
It's REID.
REID.
Yes.
That's what I typed. What I typed. Let's try it.
That's me right there. Isogenics Greenville, North Carolina. Yep, that's me.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to send you a connection request, but let me tell you, the one thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to promote your Isogenic, and this is old because they opened up in London a couple of years ago. What I'm going to do, Margaret, I'm going to put in the chat a link to jump into my October boot camp that just started. So you definitely need some help with this. And along with the promo code to save some money. And for those of you that haven't registered for the retreat, I'll put that in here too. Now, this current boot camp is going to have 5 sessions, not 4. Create was last Thursday. Connect was yesterday. Tomorrow night, it's communicate. Then the following Thursday, it's going to be closed. And then we have an extra training, the daily routine of top earners. You'll have profile guide, which will step you through everything. You've got our scripts book. And all of the tools that you need to be successful. Now, tomorrow, and every day we have Ask Max sessions. So tomorrow at 9:30 and 4 o'clock, we'll be jumping on, helping students get their questions answered. We'll be looking at scripts. We'll be looking at conversations. Our goal is to help everybody make 5 sales before the end of October. And then you'll have 3 months. We're going to show you how to use the holiday strategy. There's more than 50 holidays in October. Oops. November, December. Your business does not close down over the holidays. Many of you will achieve significant rank advancement. I work with the folks in Isagenix for maybe 14 years. I've helped 60 people in Isagenix become $1 million earners. So you're in a good company. I love the cleanse. And as for the rest of you, let me just take a peek. Charles, I got tied up on something. I wasn't able to call you back. Let's look at hey, Joan, it's getting better. Yeah, it still needs a lot of work. Okay, I will be back, like I said, tomorrow. We'll be sharing, I've got some really great new success stories that I'm going to be sharing tomorrow. More examples. You're all basically heading down the same road. There's nothing to prevent you from talking to 10, 15, 20 people every day. And like I said, I love success stories. For those of you that have been on LinkedIn for a long time, we've come up with 2 new strategies. We're going to be introducing them tomorrow night in boot camp that will enable you all to resurrect old connections. Do they work? Sam, added 21 people to his business in 3 weeks. He added 21 people in the last 3 weeks, and he has a 90% closing rate. %90. Dennis, I'll send you a link. Charles, I'll try to find some time tomorrow. Until next time. Best of luck in building your business, and God bless.